In a courtroom drama that captivated the nation, Officer Sarah Jenkins faced the ultimate penalty, a death sentence for a murder she swore she didn't commit. But it was a devoted German shepherd, Rex, who defied all expectations and altered the course of justice in a way that left everyone stunned. Sarah Jenkins had served as a police officer in the bustling city of Atlanta for over a decade. She joined the force right after college, driven by a sense of duty inherited from her father, a retired detective. Sarah specialized in narcotics enforcement, leading numerous raids that dismantled drug rings and saved countless lives from the opioid crisis. At 35, she was known for her integrity, her sharp instincts, and her unbreakable bond with her K-9 partner, Rex, a German shepherd trained in detection and protection. Rex had been with her for 5 years, rescuing her from dangerous situations more than once and becoming an extension of her own senses on the job. The case against Sarah began with a routine traffic stop one rainy evening in March 2023. She pulled over a vehicle suspected of carrying contraband, but the encounter escalated when the driver, a known felon named Marcus Hale, drew a weapon. In the ensuing struggle, Hale was shot and killed. Sarah reported it as self-defense, backed by her body camera footage, which showed Hale firing first. However, the footage mysteriously vanished from the department's servers, and Internal Affairs launched an investigation. Whispers of corruption surfaced, suggesting Sarah had planted evidence in past cases to boost her record. Prosecutors built their case meticulously. They presented witnesses who claimed Sarah had a vendetta against Hale, stemming from a previous arrest where he escaped charges due to a technicality. Forensic experts testified that the bullet trajectory indicated Sarah fired prematurely. Her superiors, under pressure from a citywide scandal involving police misconduct, distanced themselves. Sarah's defense argued tampering, but without the video, it fell flat. The trial lasted 6 weeks, with media outlets dubbing it the fallen hero case. Jurors deliberated for 3 days before returning a guilty verdict on first-degree murder. The sentencing phase was even more grueling. The prosecution painted Sarah as a rogue cop who abused her power, seeking the death penalty to set an example amid national calls for police reform. Sarah's team pleaded for leniency, highlighting her service record and the lack of prior incidents. Rex was mentioned in testimonies as her constant companion, but animals held no sway in legal proceedings. On a somber afternoon in July 2023, the judge sentenced Sarah to death by lethal injection, scheduling the execution for 2 years later to allow appeals. Sarah collapsed in the courtroom, her family wailing in the gallery. Rex, waiting outside with a handler, howled as if sensing the verdict. Appeals began immediately. Sarah's lawyers filed motions citing procedural errors and new evidence of server hacks traced to a rival gang Hale was part of. The state Supreme Court reviewed the case, but initial rulings upheld the conviction. Sarah spent her days in a maximum security prison, isolated from the world, her thoughts often turning to Rex. The dog had been reassigned to another officer, but reports indicated he refused commands, pining for Sarah. Animal behaviorists noted his depression, recommending retirement, but the department kept him active. As the execution date approached in September 2025, public interest reignited. Documentaries aired, petitions circulated with millions of signatures, and protests erupted outside the prison. Sarah's final appeal was denied, sealing her fate. On the eve of the execution, she received a visit from her sister, who brought news of Rex. The dog had escaped his kennel 3 times, each time heading toward the prison direction. Officials dismissed it as coincidence, but Sarah clung to the stories as comfort. The execution chamber was prepared at dawn. Sarah was led in, strapped to the gurney, her last words a proclamation of innocence. Witnesses gathered, family, media, and officials. The warden read the warrant, and the process began. But then chaos erupted. Alarms blared as Rex burst into the facility. The dog had been transported for a final goodbye visit arranged by a sympathetic handler, but during transfer, he broke free from his leash and charged through security barriers. Rex navigated the prison corridors with uncanny precision, dodging guards and leaping over gates. He reached the execution wing just as the first drug was administered. Barking ferociously, He lunged at the control panel, his paws hitting buttons that halted the injection sequence. Technicians scrambled, but Rex positioned himself between Sarah and the staff, growling protectively. In confusion, a guard attempted to subdue him, but Rex's training kicked in. He disarmed the man without harm, then retrieved a hidden item from his collar, a microchip planted by Sarah's sister during the visit. The microchip contained the missing body camera footage, backed up secretly by Sarah before the hack. It showed unequivocally that Hale fired first, proving self-defense. Prison officials, stunned, paused the execution to verify. Experts confirmed the footage's authenticity, revealing metadata of tampering by department insiders who framed Sarah to cover their own corruption. The governor, alerted to the development, issued an immediate stay. Investigations reopened, leading to arrest of 3 officers involved in the frame-up. Sarah was released on bail pending retrial, where she was acquitted. Rex was hailed as a hero, his actions attributed to intense loyalty and training. The dog retired with Sarah, living out his days as a symbol of unwavering bond. Sarah returned to civilian life, advocating for K-9 rights and police reform. The incident sparked legislative changes, mandating better evidence preservation and animal involvement in cases. Rex's unthinkable intervention saved not just Sarah's life, but exposed systemic flaws, reminding the world of the profound connections between humans and their animal partners. Sarah Jenkins's journey from decorated officer to death row inmate began long before the fatal traffic stop. She grew up in a modest neighborhood in Atlanta, where her father regaled her with stories of solving crimes. Joining the academy at 22, she excelled in physical training and marksmanship. Her assignment to the K-9 unit came after 3 years on patrol, where she bonded instantly with Rex, a 2-year-old German Shepherd imported from Germany for his superior lineage. Rex underwent rigorous training in scent detection, apprehension, and search and rescue. Together, they busted a major fentanyl operation in 2020, earning commendations. Sarah's record was spotless until the Hale incident. Hale, a 28-year-old with a rap sheet including assault and drug trafficking, had evaded capture multiple times. On that March night, Sarah's dash cam captured the initial stop, but the body cam vanished. The trial featured expert witnesses dissecting ballistics. One forensic analyst claimed the angle suggested premeditation, while defense experts countered with simulations showing defensive positioning. Jurors, influenced by recent police brutality cases, leaned toward conviction. Sarah's testimony was emotional. She described fearing for her life as Hale aimed his gun. Post-conviction, Sarah adapted to prison life, participating in educational programs and writing letters to supporters. Rex, meanwhile, showed signs of distress. His new handler reported refusal to eat and lethargy. Vets prescribed antidepressants, but nothing helped until a visit was approved. The execution day unfolded with precision. Sarah ate her last meal, steak and potatoes, and prayed with a chaplain. As she lay on the gurney, veins prepped for IVs, the protocol commenced. Rex's escape started when the transport van arrived. The handler, a friend of Sarah's, loosened the leash intentionally, knowing Rex's determination. Rex's path through the prison involved evading tasers and pepper spray. He used his training to navigate vents and doors left ajar by sympathetic staff. Upon entering the chamber, his bark echoed, causing the medical team to freeze. His paw strike on the emergency stop button was captured on security cameras, later analyzed as deliberate. The microchip's discovery turned the tide. It included not only the footage, but emails implicating the corrupt officers. Federal agents swooped in, uncovering a larger conspiracy involving evidence tampering in multiple cases. Sarah's acquittal came in a swift retrial. She sued the department, winning a multi-million-dollar settlement. Rex received awards from animal welfare groups and starred in awareness campaigns. Their story inspired books and films, emphasizing loyalty and justice. Years later, Sarah reflected on the ordeal during speeches. She credited Rex with saving her, noting how his actions exposed truths hidden by human error. The bond between officer and dog became a benchmark for training programs nationwide. The impact rippled through the legal system. Laws were passed requiring dual backups for body cams and allowing K-9 testimony in unique circumstances. Sarah founded a nonprofit for wrongfully convicted individuals. With Rex as mascot, Rex lived to 12, passing peacefully in Sarah's arms. His legacy endures, a testament to the unthinkable acts loyalty can inspire.